All right, we're back. I figured I'd spare you watching me mix all the different paints. So what we're going to do is start with our darkest blue-green color and just put a little bit, not a lot. I put about 1/4 ounce in each one of these. And we'll work on spreading that around just a little bit. Because what we're going to do is try to layer our colors. And then I want to leave some areas where I can just put clear resin with nothing else but just the resin. So I'm going to just sit here and spread this out just a little bit. Get a little bit of coverage here. I'm going for an oceanscape. So I want my darkest colors at the bottom like they would be in the ocean. In the ocean, the deeper you go, the darker it gets. So I'm working on just trying to replicate that a little bit. So we got this one down, and we're gonna just spread this. You don't have to be fancy about it, just kind of just get it generally spread around. And if you miss a spot or two, that's no big deal. All right. And the hardest part about resin work is waiting 24 hours to unmold them. Let me tell you, I always feel like a little kid at Christmas time waiting to open my present and completely devastated that I have to wait. All right, so we've finished with that. So now we're gonna go in here with our bluish color, and we're just gonna put that a little bit of this on top of each one. Like I said, I've only got about 1/2 ounce in each cup. So it's going to be about 1/4 ounce on the bottom. But I want to leave room for clear resin so I can show you guys how to mix the different mediums. And from time to time, I'm going to stop what I'm doing and torch these babies. Get rid of all those little air bubbles. And it's better to get rid of the air bubbles in layers, because if you put all of your layers on all at once, you're not going to be able to get all of these air bubbles out. So we're just going to go in here and pop some of these bubbles. And you can actually see them popping, or hopefully you can, I can. So now, we've got our dark part down. So we're going to start lightening it up just a touch. And we're going to come in here, right in the center again, and right in the center again, and let it work its way out towards the edges. And I'll probably give this a torch. I might actually torch in between each layer just to make sure I get rid of my air bubbles. And for some reason, that one stick keeps sticking to my glove. Yeah, because you can see a lot of bubbles in this. But it's actually starting to look kind of cool, so that's a good thing. I've not used these molds before, so I'm not sure exactly how much they take. Oops. But we'll see. But I do want to have a little bit of room at the top for clear, so I can put some alcohol inks in these as well. This doesn't seem to have quite as many bubbles, which is a good thing. Okay. And then once we finish this, we've still got a couple of projects to do. So we're going to come back in here with the lightest blue that I have. And again, these are like just different mediums, different types of paint. But I wanted to show you the versatility of exactly what it can do. And I can already tell you right now, I am probably going to stop putting some of these colors in here and do the clear in a few minutes. So I'm going to get a little bit of white in the center, but I'm going to kind of drizzle it to make it look like an ocean. And we'll Just a little bit more over here. And anything that's left over from this, I have other molds. I'll just grab another mold and start something different. So it's not a big deal. And we'll get a little bit down here. So we're just layering this before we actually start working with the alcohol inks. And I'm going to use the alcohol inks on the outside, not on the inside as much, I think. We'll see. Actually, I've put quite a bit of resin in here already, so I'm not sure if the alcohol inks will work right now. But we'll keep going and keep trying. So far, I'm very pleased with this because once I put the heat gun to this, whoops, we got a big bubble there. Once I put the heat gun to this, it should move it around just enough. And I don't want a whole lot of yellow in here, but we're going to put just a few drops. And maybe we'll do a little bit down here. And like I said, whatever is left over, I've got other molds. We'll use this for other projects. And we're going to do the same thing over here. And it's funny how you can take the same colors in two different molds and end up with something completely different. And we're going to come down here, this time to the bottom. Just a touch. So now that we have that done, and I think I might add just, this is a pretty strong gold, so I really don't want too much. I think I'll just put a drop here and there. Not very much at all. I'll use the rest of this gold on another project. I just want touches of gold in here. So far I'm actually liking this. We'll see what we end up getting out of this. Let me give it a quick torch. Get all the bubbles out. And then we're going to come in here with the air gun and just kind of heat this up a little bit, work it a little bit. And see what we get out of all of this mess. Turn this up a little bit. There we go. I'm going to sort of get all this stuff moved around a little bit, mixed up a little bit. Not a lot. I'm not trying to do too much. There we go. Just a little bit to get those colors moved around. And then we're going to come in here, and on the top, we're going to layer some clear. All right, you can put a little bit more in there. And let's see how much I have left for this one. Very good. So we'll put the rest of it in here. These are molds I haven't used before, but I kind of estimated, or guesstimated how much resin they would need, and it looks like they each take about 3 ounces. So that's fine with me. So now that we have that done, and we have the beginnings of a beautiful oceanscape, I'm going to come in here. I'll come in here with some blue. Just do little drops here and there. All right, and we'll come over here and do 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So when you're doing alcohol inks, this little Pinata Blanco, that's the magic key. That's what makes everything really pop and meld. So we're going to come in here with a little bit of, just 1 drop in each one of the alcohol ink circles that I put in here. So now we have the start of something beautiful. On top of the dark blue, I'm going to come in here with sort of like a turquoise color. So I'm going to put that right on top. And I love, love, love watching alcohol inks. There's something about the way that they continue to move and expand and do all sorts of cool things that's really a beauty to watch. We're going to come back in here with the white. Again, in between each layer you want to put white. Alright, and we're going to let this veg for a minute and see what else we want to do with it. I think I might come in. Actually I have a lighter color. This is low light. It's ice resin, low light. And I think I'm going to come in here and play over here, up here, and down here. And we'll do the same thing on the other side. And we're going to come back in here with our white. But you can already see that you're starting to get some depth to this, which is what I was hoping for, is to have it look like layers, like the ocean is layers of depth. I wanted this to be layers of depth. I don't want to use any more of the darker blue, so I'm going to come back in here again with the turquoise, and I'm going to go right on top of the low light color that I put in here. So we're just going to finish this off. And we come over here and do the same thing. There we go. And we're going to come back in here with our white, a little jar of magic here. And we come over here and do the same thing. And we're going to let these sit for a minute and kind of let them figure out what it is that they want to do. Because even though it kind of looks like a bunch of white dots now, this will continue to change. You can already see the white is getting covered by some of the colors. And it will leave a little bit of white at the top, but that's kind of what the ocean is like, which is good. And I'm going to let this just sit for a minute more and do its thing. And then I'll decide whether or not I want to use the heat gun again. But I love the way that it's just kind of, I could actually watch alcohol inks in resin all day, because it's exciting. It's almost like watching a fireworks show. So we're going to come in here with just low heat, and I'm not going to do a whole lot. I'm just going to kind of move this around and keep it warm. And expand it just a touch. Same thing over here. I've got it on very, very low heat. I don't want to move this around a whole lot. I just want to get it incorporated a little bit better. So, the hardest part of these is waiting until the next day to uncover them. These will continue to contract and continue to make different patterns. I'm going to get my work surface cleaned up while I'm talking to you. And we'll be back in a couple of minutes. I'll make some more resin and we'll do some more projects. How's that sound? Hope you enjoyed this. Like I said, I love working with alcohol inks. Actually, you know what? I've got some white, some yellow, and some gold left over. I think, why don't we try something like this? We'll use this up here. I've got a little bowl mold. So I think what I'll do is put these colors in my little bowl mold. And get these used up here and now. And then I'll make some more resin for my other coasters. So I'm just putting the last little bit of this this resin, colored resin, right in the little mold here. And we'll see what we get. Again, it's like, I honest to God feel like a little girl on Christmas morning waiting to unwrap a package. Because I can't wait to unmold these things and see what I came up with. So it's kind of funny. You know what? I have just a few drops of blue left. What to do. Yeah, we'll put a little bit of blue on the bottom of this. I don't have much blue, so it's not going to be a major color here, but I hate wasting resin. So we'll get rid of the blue, which is not much, but that's okay. And okay, that one's pretty much done. So what else can we do? I have a small arrowhead mold here. So why don't we put the last little bit of these colors in here. I'm going to put just a touch of the gold in first, and then a touch of the yellow. And with the arrowhead, I think I'm just going to use the gold and yellow. See what we come up with here. That looks good. And this is cool because you put this part in, and I think I overfilled it as usual. And then you have both sides that have a pattern to it. And yes, I did put a little too much resin in there, but that's all right. That can easily be cleaned. I have white, gold, and yellow left. Let's take our heart mold. And we'll put put a little white in our heart mold. I should say the last of the white. And then to the white, we're going to add the gold. I don't have much of the gold left, but we'll add what little I have, and I'm going to try to get that around the outsides of the mold so it shows really nicely when I unmold this. And I'm going to sit here and kind of swirl these colors just a touch. Okay. Done. Done, done, done. Da, 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 done. Da, 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 done. Very good. And this too has a cover, so I have a feeling I might have a little too much a little too much resin in there. but we'll stick this top on anyway. And that just leaves me with a touch of yellow, which I'll use for my next little project. So, I hope you enjoyed this. I hope you really kind of got to see how comfortable working with. I'm going to bring this down just a touch so you can see these a little bit better. And I don't have the best video equipment, but that's okay. I hope you enjoyed watching this. I hope it inspires you to try working with resin. The two most important things about resin is making sure you have equal parts and making sure you get the bubbles out. Other than that, I think it's just a wonderful thing to work with. Anyway, have a great day, and I'll talk to you later. Bye.